Hi guys, welcome to a new video. The lighting and the sound are not going to be 100% in this video, but we are making the best with what we have for my first video from Mexico City. I'm not planning on doing too many of these sit down style videos, so hopefully it's not an issue going forward, but welcome to Mexico City. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you all of the makeup that I brought with me for our 1 month stay in Mexico City. And we've also been here for almost a week, so I'm just gonna chat you guys through what we've been doing for this week. So let's get started with this video. I'm gonna do my makeup to go on a little date with Will tonight, but I brought a little bit more with me than I usually do when I'm traveling, so I'll be showing you a little bit of everything, even if I'm not using it, just so you can see inside my makeup bag. But I already did my skincare a couple of hours ago and I'm feeling nice and hydrated, so I'm gonna skip the skin prep and just go in with my Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I did not bring foundation with me on this trip, just this tinted moisturizer. It's a little bit dark for me at the moment, but it's hot here and I'm gonna spend time in the sun, so eventually we will match. So yeah guys, it's Thursday. We landed here last Friday. We've had some highs and some lows for sure since we've arrived. Will and I have been to Mexico City once before. We only spent about 3 days here though, and so we were really excited to come and spend a little bit more time here, get more of the local experience. We're staying in Condesa, which is a popular neighborhood for foreigners to stay in. It's very safe. There's kind of two main neighborhoods that people stay in when they travel here. One is Roma Norte and one is Condesa. And Roma Norte is a little bit more bumpin', like it's a little bit more city, there's a little bit more going on. In Condesa, it's a little bit more hipster, a little bit more neighborhoody. There are still plenty of restaurants, bars, cafes, shopping, art galleries, like everything here. It's just a little bit quieter, which is a little bit more our speed. I'm gonna go in next with some concealer. I have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD with me, but I also brought the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpted Concealer. This one is quite dark, so I brought this for when I get a little bit more of a tan. This one's also running out, so hopefully the timing works out well with those. We are staying in an Airbnb for the duration of our trip. Sometimes when we travel, we like to stay in different Airbnbs and kind of move around so we can experience different parts of the city. But when we do more work type trips, less travel trips, it's just better for us to be in one place and to feel like we actually are living in a certain area of the city. It's more of the vibe that we're going for is like routine and yeah, just the feeling that we actually live here. So we arrived here on Friday last week and it was rainy and cold. I think it was about 16 degrees. We got to our Airbnb around 3 o'clock. We dropped off all our stuff and then went and grabbed something to eat close by just from a little local Mexican restaurant that wasn't really anything to write home about. But after we ate and had some water and hung out at the Airbnb for a little bit, we chose a place to go for dinner. There's a place really close to where we're staying called Sienna. It was a little bit more of like a high-end kind of fancy Italian restaurant. I had a couple of really good cocktails, my go-to classic Negroni, and then another grapefruit one, which was actually a little bit sweet for me, but still good. We really enjoyed the food here. The salad that we had was really nice. And yeah, we had a really fun, kind of fancy night out for our first night in Mexico City. It was great. For powder, I brought with me my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I always bring this powder with me when I'm traveling because it is a loose powder. I don't like to bring too many pressed powders if I can avoid it, because there's a really high chance of things breaking in transport on the airplane. So it's just easier to bring loose powders and creams when traveling if you can. One thing that Will and I really love is a coffee shop. A little coffee walk in the morning is something that we really look forward to and prioritize in our days. So Saturday morning we woke up and I kind of looked around on Google Maps for a nice coffee shop that was close by, and we ended up at this place called Blend. We actually went back there today and did some work on our computers and hung out and had some food there. It's pretty pricey even for Condesa standards. Because we're in these more touristy areas, everything here is a lot more expensive than it would be in other parts of the city. But even considering that, it was pretty expensive for breakfast there today. But we had really good coffee and a pastry when we were there on Saturday, and yeah, just got like our first taste of a Mexican coffee shop. It was great. We've been to a number of other ones since then, and that one's definitely our favorite one that we've found so far, which is why we went back there today. Just gonna prep my eyelids with some eyeshadow primer. This is my Laura Mercier. After coffee on Saturday, we walked over to an art gallery that's just around the corner from us. It's called Koenig, and it is a kind of contemporary style gallery that's based out of Berlin. They have a second location in Seoul, and this is their new third location in Mexico City. I think they just opened a couple of months ago, and it was really cool. It was in a house rather than a typical traditional gallery, and the women that were working there were really nice and super informative, and we actually really enjoyed it and are planning on going back. They're doing a new opening there next month, so we're trying to worm our way into that. It was interesting because the like probably top two places on Will and I's like dream travel list right now are Berlin and Seoul in South Korea, and so those are like the two places that gallery exists besides here in Mexico City. So it just felt very kismet to be there. I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow for the video. Honestly, you guys, I haven't put any eyeshadow on since we've been down here, but I figure I might as well now. So for eyeshadows, I brought my Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look In a palette. So this I bring with me traveling all the time. She doesn't have this exact same one on her website anymore, but she has another one with similar colors and a similar idea, which is that it kind of has everything you need to do a full look. So we have eyeshadow, bronzer / contour, highlighter, and then 2 blush shades. And then of course you can use them all interchangeably all over the face as well in any way that you want to. I brought a second eyeshadow palette with me just in case I felt like doing something different, something kind of fun. The Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette, just for something with a little bit more color, maybe a little bit of like shimmer and glitter if I ever felt like doing that. So I do have this as well. But today I'm just gonna play around with the colors in here. So after the art gallery on Saturday, we ended up going to this really great cocktail bar. I definitely wanna go back and feel like it's a top reco for me out of all of the places that we've been so far. It was called Bar Felina, and they had some really amazing cocktails there, quite unique, things that I hadn't seen before. I'm not sure if they were created like at that bar or what, but I had a really, really delicious cocktail. And then they were actually serving tacos from the restaurant next door, and I don't have the name of it, but we had the 2 veggie tacos off of the menu, and they were both so amazing. One of them had zucchini flower on it, which the last time we were in Mexico City was the first time I tried zucchini flower, and I really loved it then as well. So I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm a zucchini flower gal or something. And the second one that we had was really cool. It had this base of lentils, and then it had like a tzatziki dressing on top, and it was so unique, so different. They were both so delicious. And then we were just feeling like something a little bit more chill for dinner. So we ended up going to this really highly rated vegan ramen restaurant. I'm not a huge ramen person, but it was rainy and cold, and a hot bowl of soup just sounded perfect. So that was, yeah, really great. It was really fun vibes in there. They had all of these different animes hung up, and it felt very like Japanese in Mexico City. So the ramen shop was fun and good, and yeah, perfect for that night. Sunday is when the downs of the ups and downs started to happen. We woke up in the morning and walked to this absolutely incredible art market. It was quite a far walk, maybe just under an hour, which, you know, under normal circumstances would be fine. But as we started walking there, I started to feel kind of sicker and sicker as we went. We spent quite a while walking around the park. There were all of these easels set up and so much incredible art, like really top world-class artists, and so different from one another. and we really enjoyed ourselves there. I highly recommend. They do it every Sunday. I'll put the name of the park on the screen if you guys are looking for something different to do in Mexico City and you're an art lover. Definitely go and check it out. Maybe even if you don't love art, like the vibes were just really high. And yeah, talking to some of the artists about the art that they did was really, I don't know, cool and inspiring. So we had a really great time at the art festival. But as that kind of came to an end, I was finding myself really feeling like I needed to just sit down. I was starting to get like really kind of nauseous, lightheaded. I also had zero appetite whatsoever on Sunday, which is really different for me. I actually usually have quite a high appetite in like every circumstance. Even when I'm sick, like I always have an appetite. So I was like, this is weird, I don't feel hungry. But yeah, so we kind of sat down in the park for a little bit and I was not feeling it. Will kind of thought maybe you need to eat because yeah, we hadn't really eaten much that day. We'd been out in the sun and I just wasn't feeling well. And so he kind of researched a vegan restaurant nearby for us. We went to Gracias Madres, which is a vegan Mexican restaurant. They had lots of different kinds of tacos and burritos and all different kinds of things to choose from. I ended up just ordering a soup. They had a consommé on the menu, which was like perfect for the way that I was feeling. It was super light. It was made with miso. So yeah, just salty, pretty plain, really light, exactly what I needed. But while we were there, it kind of hit me that I had altitude sickness. Mexico City is at quite high altitude, and neither Will or I really remember feeling any of the altitude the last time we were here, but we also weren't here for very long and everything was really like fast paced and go, go, go. So maybe I was feeling it, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. I don't know, but it hit me really hard on Sunday. After lunch, we walked home and stopped in a park because I was like needing to take breaks on our walk. And then that night I was in just crazy, crazy pain. It almost felt like I was getting the flu. I was wondering if actually maybe I was getting COVID. I had crazy body aches. I felt so sick to my stomach. I had a little bit of a headache, just absolutely nauseous, like felt awful, awful. So we just kind of laid in bed and I rested for a couple of hours, and then around 8 p.m., I would say, 8:30, something like that, Will got a text message on his phone that kind of woke me up. And when I woke up, I realized that I was feeling much better. So I was really relieved that I didn't have the flu, I didn't have COVID, and I was really relieved to not be feeling in so much pain anymore from the altitude. So that was really great. It was very lucky. We went to sleep that night and everything seemed, you know, fine and good. Monday we woke up and went to this little market. So right outside our Airbnb, every Monday they set up a little farmer's market. So there's fresh fruits and vegetables and like cheese, a few little like knickknacks and stuff that you can buy. But yeah, really like farmer's market-y vibes, like right outside of our Airbnb. So we went and got some groceries and some fresh fruit and veg. Will really wanted some Oaxaca cheese, which we had the last time we were in Mexico City and he really liked. So he got a big chunk of that as well. I still wasn't really hungry on Monday, so I didn't really have much to eat that morning. And after the market, we left and went to WeWork, which was really fun. So Will signed up for WeWork while we're down here so that he can go there and work in a co-working space while we're here, and he's allowed to bring in a guest. So we went and did a couple of hours of work. So we checked out a new part of the city that we hadn't been to yet while we did that, and it's on the 11th floor actually, so we got to look out at this beautiful view of the city that we hadn't seen from up there yet. And then while we were at WeWork, I hadn't really eaten anything, so we figured we should go and get something to eat. So I looked up again another vegan restaurant kind of in the area. It wasn't super close by, but we ended up going to Plant Asia, which was one of the most beautiful restaurants I think I've ever seen in my life. It had so much beautiful greenery all around. It had a really outdoor feel. It wasn't fully outdoor, I don't think. but it had, yeah, this like all this light pouring in. It was just absolutely gorgeous. It's all vegan, Asian type food. We had a few little snacks. My favorite thing that I had, I think, was the mushroom satay, which was really delicious. And then we walked home and I made dinner with some of the groceries that we had picked up at the market, and we just had like a chill night in. I think that was the first night that I cooked at home here in the Airbnb, which felt really good because we're not trying to be like going out for every single meal for the entire month that we're here. It's supposed to be like an affordable live and work type trip. So it felt really good to start making food at home. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of eyeliner. I brought my Fenty liquid liner down with me. I've been using this non-stop back at home. And hopefully it works out okay because I'm, yeah, not in my normal circumstances. So actually maybe I'll do this part without talking. Okay, that did not go perfectly. This one went okay, but this one is way too thick, so I'm gonna attempt to fix that. But Tuesday, I woke up and I was sick once again, but this time it was not from the altitude sickness. It was definitely some food poisoning. So it's extremely common in Mexico City to experience some type of stomach distress. You're not supposed to drink the tap water here, which we haven't been doing. And we tried to be like pretty vigilant with washing all of the fruits and vegetables that we got from the grocery store and from the market and stuff. So I don't know if it was from something that we ate at home, if it was from some contaminated water, if it was something from one of the restaurants that we ate at on the weekend, but yeah, I was pretty sick, so I basically stayed home in bed that entire day, which was pretty sad. Around lunchtime, I did get like a little hunger pang, so I went out to a coffee shop nearby and just had like a tea and a croissant and tried to like sit there and be outside and read my book because I was feeling so sad about, yeah, literally just laying in bed while we're here. I mean, we are here for such a long time, but I just was feeling like I was wasting the trip. So I went and had my tea and my croissant, and I made another trip to the grocery store just to pick up a few more kind of like plain foods, because the food that we had bought previous to that was really like Mexican style, so everything was kind of like spicy and complex, and I just wanted some more like simple foods. So I picked up like some pasta and some bread to make plain toast and stuff like that. And then yeah, just like came home, could not bring myself to eat anything else for the rest of the day, was just feeling like awful and so sick. And then yesterday I was hoping to wake up and feel better, but it was worse. So yesterday was much worse. Again, like I did not eat anything yesterday. I got like a couple of hours work done. I did a little bit of editing to get yesterday's video up, which was good at least. But yeah, I was sick. I was ill. So today I woke up. I'm definitely still not at 100% for sure, but I hadn't really eaten for 3 days, so it was kind of important for me to have something to eat this morning, especially because I was feeling a little bit more up to it. So like I said, we did go back to Blend, and I had this amazing avocado toast. It was avocado with sauteed spinach, kale, and tempeh. Incredible, delicious, so much food. I ended up bringing like a quarter of it home. We were there for a few hours, so I just kind of like picked at it for a few hours, and I'm feeling okay. Like my stomach's feeling a lot more sturdy than it was the last couple of days, and I'm feeling like I have a little bit more energy, and I'm feeling a little bit more back to myself. Hence why I'm filming. I've been literally meaning to film this video since Tuesday, so we're on the up and up. I'm gonna do some mascara. I'm still using the Clinique's High Length Mascara. I did not bring a lash curler down here with me because it wouldn't fit in my bag, and it's just not, it's not a must have. So yeah guys, that's been the trip so far. Besides the few little like art things that we did in the parks and stuff that we visited, we haven't really done many touristy type activities. We're planning to do more of that on the weekends. Kind of explore the city a little bit more, venture out a little bit more Saturdays and Sundays, and Will actually works half days on Fridays, so on Fridays as well. So in the next video, I'm gonna take you guys out and about with me in the city a little bit more. But yeah, we have truly had some highs and some lows while we've been down here so far. Tonight we are gonna go and play mini golf. It looks like it's gonna be outside. The weather has been really interesting. It was kind of rainy and cold the first 2 days, but ever since then, the temperatures have really shot up. It gets to like high 20s during the day. I think it was like 27 or 28 degrees yesterday during the day, but the temperatures really drop down at night into like 10 and below. So it's actually kind of perfect for sleeping and like living life, because you get the really nice hot Mexican days, but then really nice cool evenings. So we definitely packed lots of layers. Like when Will leaves the house in the morning to go to work, it's still like pretty chilly. So he's in pants and a sweater, but then when he walks home at the end of the day, he's like totally drenched in sweat. So yeah, it's been interesting. I actually quite like having the variety. Okay, so eyes are done. I'm gonna move on to brows, which I actually meant to do first because I finally got my brow pencil. I've been talking about wanting to switch to brow pencil for ages. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat. I actually ended up getting one with like a pretty skinny tip, which is different for me. Because I haven't been using a pencil in my brows for so long, I've been pretty messy with it. And so then I have to go in and like clean it up with concealer afterwards. So I've been meaning to do them first so that I can just clean it up with my foundation and my concealer when I get to that step, but that's fine. We'll just do them now. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit for this one. I got the shade Natural Brown to go with my new hair color. I didn't do my hair today, so it doesn't look its best, but yeah, I've been enjoying the darker hair vibes for sure. Okay, there we go. There's one look at the difference. Brows are incredible. And then I did also bring a tinted brow gel, which is how I typically do my brows, is just fill them in with the tinted brow gel. But I picked up a new one from Charlotte Tilbury and I got the color dark brown, and I feel like it's just too dark when I do the pencil and the tinted gel together. So I've just been using them like one or the other. So just pencil, or on like super natural makeup days or when I'm feeling more lazy, I've just been using the tinted brow gel. Normally I would do both, but just getting accustomed to the darker brows, I've been feeling like, yeah, I just want one or the other. So we'll do just the pencil for today. So there is the bronzer in this palette, but I also brought a cream bronzer with me. I brought the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour. I have this in shade medium 1, which I'm hoping to get a little bit of a tan so that this is like the ideal shade for me. I'm gonna use it today, but because it's so dark, I'm literally just gonna use like the tiniest little amount of it. I just love cream bronzer these days. It's so easy and it helps maintain the glow, and it just goes on so quickly and looks so natural, and I feel like they make the nicest colors in cream bronzers. So as for my routine, if anybody is new here watching this video, I have been really working towards building some routine into my life. Back at home this year is my New Year's resolution, and this obviously throws quite a wrench into that, which of course is fine and to be expected. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of a routine down here, but I'm not like super stressed about it if it doesn't happen on its own. One thing that I was really loving back at home was the fitness routine that I had going down. I was feeling super fit and super strong and just like loving going to the gym. And so I looked into what different options we had for fitness while we were down here, and there are yoga studios and spin studios and like regular weightlifting gyms and stuff, and like everything that we could join. But I think what I'm just gonna end up doing is just running while we're here. Running is so great for that. You can literally just put on your running shoes and run anywhere that you are in the world. So the plan is just, yeah, to go for runs. And definitely Will and I were saying we've been feeling the lack of stretching since we've been down here. So maybe getting into an English speaking yoga class like once a week, or maybe like twice or whatever while we're down here. I don't know, we'll see. Time already seems to be going by so fast. It would be nice as well. I haven't done it yet because of the altitude. So yeah, I just really wasn't feeling up to it over the weekend. And then yeah, I've been like sick to my stomach the last couple of days, and I can still really feel the altitude. And up on the top floor is laundry, as well as this really beautiful rooftop patio, which I don't think I have a clip of. Maybe I can film one and slide it in here when I'm editing. I've been walking up the 4 or 5 flights of stairs to get up there, and every time I get to the top, my heart is just hammering and I feel like I need to sit down. Because of the altitude, it's so much harder to get oxygen into, I don't know, your lungs and your blood and your muscles or whatever. So exercising gets really hard. So I'm scared. I'm scared to go for a run when I literally feel so exhausted after just walking up a few flights of stairs. I'm definitely gonna do it, and I'm gonna start small, you know, and like maybe go for like some 10-minute jogs or something. I don't know. But I just haven't felt up for it yet. So maybe that'll be a challenge for me to get to next week. We'll see. I'm just putting on a little bit of blush. So again, there are blushes in the Instant Look In palette, but I brought some different cream ones down with me. So I'm using the Milk Makeup cream blush in the color Work. I love this, it's such a natural shade. I've literally been using it for years, and I swear it never goes down. Like, when is it gonna be used up? Who knows? I also brought this cream blush down. This is Stockholm from Merit, which I've been loving at home recently as well. It is quite a bit more like pink and like poppy. When I was doing my eyeliner, I meant to show you guys the eyeliners that I brought with me. I brought a couple pencils as well. So I brought Urban Decay Perversion in like a kohl form if I wanted to do a black liner. And then I also brought the Sephora 12 Hour in the color Coconut, which is just like a nude for my waterline. Why don't I throw a little bit of this on right now? Oh, that made me realize I don't have mascara on my lower lashes on this eye, only on this eye. Whoops. And then I think all that's left is lips. So I brought down a ton of different lip products, everything that I usually have, like all of my stuff that I carry around in my purse, like my Summer Fridays balm, my little Merit tinted lip oil, all of the things that I usually wear on like a daily basis I have in my purse. But I also brought down a few different lipsticks. I figured like I wasn't gonna really be wanting to do much eye makeup when I was down here, so I thought it would be fun to like dress up my looks with some pops of color on the lip. So I have this one here from Charlotte Tilbury. This is called Electric Poppy. It's a really beautiful kind of rich blue-based pink. This one is a matte. And then for something a little bit more shiny, this is another Charlotte Tilbury. This is called Coachella Coral. So just a really beautiful true coral shade with some sheen to it. And then I brought this one from YSL. This is the Rouge Volupte Shine in 30, kind of more of like a peachy tone. So maybe I'll pop on a little bit of this. For lip liners, I have Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk and Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. And then I have this one from YSL 7B Le Nude. So I'm gonna do the YSL lip liner with the YSL lipstick, I think. Oh, I didn't do any highlighter. There is highlighter in this palette, so maybe I'll just pop on a little bit of that too. This is kind of sheer and glossy, really pretty. Woo, it's like a pop. I think I'm just gonna blot a little bit of that off. I don't want it to be too much. And then just a little extra glow. So that's it, you guys. That is all the makeup that I brought with me to travel for 1 month abroad, and a little bit of how our trip has been so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the sound and the lighting wasn't too terrible. I'm gonna have lots more Mexico City content coming for you soon. We're gonna do some vlogging out and about. I just wasn't feeling up for it this week, but it's coming in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe if you're new. Give the video a thumbs up so that other people can see it too. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.